is Natalie Berg. She's the Global Research Director at Planet Retail. Great to see you, Natalie. Let's look at Marks Spencer's, giant of the British High Street. Recovering well?
Starting to, yeah.
Missing estimates a little bit.
Missing estimates, but I think Mark Bolan is doing a number of things right. You know, he's putting quality and value at the core of their strategy. Their priority is the UK, and you know, it's a funny business model. You've got premium foods in a time when everyone's really looking for value at the grocery end.
But foods are actually doing better than expected. It is the non-food division, as we've seen from Tesco, as we've seen from Sainsburys, that are not doing half as well.
Absolutely. They are making some improvements in food in terms of innovation and becoming more price-led and testing some brands. But as you say, non-food is still a struggle for them. Clothing is a big part of the business. They've rationalized some ranges and made some good improvements on that end in terms of you know, making the offer less complex and more clear for shoppers. But there's, you know, the fact is consumers are just cutting back. These are discretionary items and everyone's tightening their belts.
What about Carrefour? We've had results from them as well this morning. What about their strategy? Do you think that's the right one, and are emerging markets the key if there's that spat with Casino in Brazil, of course?
Well, yes, there's lots going on at Carrefour, and I think all is not rosy in their domestic market. France and their hypermarket division is clearly their #1 priority, and it's their biggest struggle. And I think the departure of James McCann is a sign that things really aren't going too well. But as you say, you know, international will really be key for them to grow. Brazil, a big market, they're trying to buy out one of the largest retailers there, but also China, there's plenty of room for growth there, and India as well.
And when you change your kind of business model, got rid of DIA, the low-cost part of it, it takes a long time to get a return on your investment. What's your thoughts about that?
It will take Carrefour a long time, not only because they spun off the DIA business, which in my opinion was a good move because there were a lack of synergies with the rest of the Carrefour. Exactly. But that's going to result in a loss of around 10 billion euros, so it's going to shave some sales off the top line. But what that'll enable them to do is refocus their resources and cash into their struggling hypermarket division, and that's what they really need to do.
Meanwhile, luxury, Burberry figures, really good. Once again, we've had plenty of other luxury retailers as well coming out. Is that where it's at, and is it all down to China?
Well, I think there's an increasing polarization in the retail market. We're seeing a lot of growth on the luxury and the premium end, and at the same time, we're seeing growth at the value end. It's really the middle that's getting squeezed. And as you said, Burberry has done a fantastic job by growing sales, but it's coming from China. Chinese consumers are really supporting the business.
They are. Natalie Berg, really good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed.